Lime Rock Park, and we are here for the road course week in the ARCA Series, and we've only got 5 minutes for qualifying, so we better get out there and do it. But this is a sub 1 minute lap around this place, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get all the laps in. Not a combo I am going to be very good at. We are the number 7 here, but my road iRating is very inflated. This warm-up lap here, we just need to get the tires heated up because it is very loose, especially over the hill up here. And thank goodness we are not doing the chicane. We are on the classic layout. Much, much more fun, I think. I do not enjoy running the chicane at this track, especially in a stock car like this. And that was not good, but let's see if we just get a decent exit onto the straightaway here. Well, could have been better. Try and put in a lap. Overdrove that pretty bad. We're almost into the grass. That's going to lose us a little bit of time. Not as much rubber on the track as there was in practice, so I am overdriving it quite a bit. Hopefully we can at least put a lap in. Don't need to drive hard, I just need to keep it safe. I think there's going to be a lot of incidents going around, and hopefully we can avoid them. But with the way this is handling and how aggressive people might be, because you can attack it if you can keep it underneath you, we may end up getting caught up in something early on, but hopefully not. 54.3, that's my fastest lap that I've done, and we are going to be in the grass, and that lap doesn't count. But 54.3 is fine. I did a 54.5 in practice, which was my fastest lap, so that's alright. Just need to get turn 1 down, just stop overdriving it into the grass. It's better to underdrive it a little bit than what we were doing there. I'm keeping it in third pretty much after the S's until we get to the front stretch. I don't know if that's the quickest. I found it to be the quickest for me. You could maybe shift a second there, but I think it's going to cost you more time downshifting there than it will gain you. Same with this corner. But I really don't feel like I'm going as quick as I need to be through the final corner there. 54.3 is putting us P4 at the moment, which is way above where I thought I'd be, but there were some 52s in practice. Only seeing 53.2 there, so that's a full second ahead of us already. But at least it's not 3 seconds quicker like we normally are. During a road race, we're normally 3 seconds off the top time. And still a whole minute left, so we had plenty of time to do those laps. I think track position will be good for us if we can survive the opening lap. There's a 52.7. Much quicker than we can do. If we can survive the opening lap and not drive off or spin out. Driving off in turn 1 is going to be the biggest issue for me, and spinning out over the hill. Really, really tough to keep it underneath you over the hill. Even if you're not even touching the throttle, the thing just gets so light over the giant crest, and it's just so hard to keep it underneath you. Keep it from spinning out. Those will be the key, and obviously racing around traffic, it's going to be tough as well, as it always is on a road course. But this place especially is very, very tight, narrow. Not a lot of room for runoff, or a lot of room for error, no runoff anywhere. So, need to do the best we can to keep it safe. And we'll see what we can do. If we're starting up near the top 5, though, I'd be pretty happy with that. Or top 6. Or anywhere in the top half of the field, really. It's all going to be about survival the first opening few corners, and then it should get spread out enough where as long as we don't drive off, we should be alright. Looks like we're starting 6th, so that's not terrible. That is not too bad there. I believe that'll put us on the left side for turn 1. Yeah. That's alright, but we really need to be careful not to overdrive it, get into the grass. We're going to have people in front of us, which should help me with my braking. I should be able to slow it down in time. But it's a narrow corner on exit. It like narrows up before the left-hander leading into the S's, so I'm going to have to really watch it, make sure we're not sliding off into the grass or pushing too hard through the center and then pushing out too wide. That's always a problem spot for me at this place. Pretty good participation as well. This is a free track, which really helps with the road courses. And all on road I rating and safety rating, so just come out and have fun. It's always what this series is about on the roadside. Just to have fun and to have a little break in between the ovals. And the real life ARCA series runs road courses and dirt, so makes sense that we'd at least run one per season.
Everyone's gridded. You don't get any extra tire sets for this race, so let's be smart out there.
Turn all that off just in case. Hopefully we don't need it. And hopefully we have a good, clean race. I'm more worried about myself making a mistake than the people around me. Just need to try and keep it smooth on the throttle, and just make sure we're slowing down in time for these corners, especially with cars in front of us. But once we get spread out too, that's going to leave lots of room for error in front of me, so I can't just start driving harder and go over my head. Got to keep a cool, calm driving and keep it on the track. Hopefully we're far enough up that it's all clean ahead of us. And maybe there'll be some stack up or something behind us so we can get a gap and not have to worry. But if everyone keeps it clean as well, that's fine. It's such a narrow track though. It's so hard to go too wide here. Turn 1 really is the best passing zone, I think. Everywhere else is just way too narrow. You can almost get a nose underneath somebody out of the exit of turn 1, turn 2. I don't know if there's two separate corners, but before the left-hander, because it's a pretty sharp entry there as well. I think we'll start in first, I guess.
Keep on.
Let's get ready to slow down here into the first turn, because I have not practiced entering from a start like this. We get a decent jump.
There's an incident behind.
People are already getting into each other behind. 5's going to clear us here. That's fine. Hopefully we can slot in behind him. We are clear, even though the spotter didn't say that. Alright. That was as smooth of a turn 1 as we could have hoped for.
Got one on your right.
We're getting run into there.
All clear, all clear.
That's fine. Just a little contact. Oh my gosh, what the heck? That thing just snapped. Like I said, barely on the throttle.
Alright, we've got big problems with the motor.
Barely on the throttle and the thing just snapped. Like I was saying. Oh, the opening lap on the stupid tires. Let's go get a new car, I guess. We might as well. We're already so far back. That's unfortunate. Might get some freebies, but at least I took myself out and nobody else.
10,
Gosh, that was dumb.
5,
I was just trying to roll into the throttle nice and easy.
1. right here.
and not slow anybody up
Go.
behind me, and it just snapped to the right. Way harder than it had in practice. Like, it was hard to hold on to in practice, but it didn't just insta-spin like that. That was crazy. Now we get a nice boring one. So that'll be good. At least we didn't take anybody else out. Now maybe we can get over the hill this time. Not gonna even touch the throttle. Okay. We gotta hope there's some sort of incidents, otherwise we're just gonna end up dead last. But probably deserved after that stupid mistake. We'll probably end up getting lapped. Leader's only 8 seconds behind us, and I doubt we're gonna be quick enough to keep ahead of them.
The car in P1 just at the fastest lap. 53.
He's still doing 53s. That's what I get, though, for not having time to race and whatever. Everyone else seems to have kept it clean, at least clean enough that we haven't seen anybody. But plenty of time left. We got 15 laps. We're already on lap 4, though. This is not a super long race. Only 52, 53 second laps. Well, for me, 54s. Guy's already 6.5 seconds behind us. We will be getting out of his way here soon. And I'm severely underdriving that. There's some tire marks. Gosh, dang it. What am I doing? Am I getting on throttle more than I think? Probably. Whatever it is, it's dumb. Jeez. Got to keep it off the curbs, too. Putting in a good showing, that's for sure. Should have just done 15 practice laps and recorded that. That would have been about the same. But then I wouldn't have lost safety rating and I rating. But I don't care about that. Pretty sure it was only a 2x anyway. Self-spin and then smack the wall. Three seconds behind us. I think he's about 2 seconds or 3 seconds faster lap, which would make sense. We have not seen a single person ahead of us or in the pits since we wrecked on lap 1. So they must all be having a good race. We did see some tire marks. He was a second and a half faster that lap, so not quite 3. But we will be having to let him go here shortly. And now I'm just drifting it through the right-hander. We're looking good. Looking real good. Now I have no idea where I'm going to be able to let him go. Hopefully on the front stretch, if I can keep it from spinning out. I think we'll just slow down once we get to the front stretch and pull over for him. Yeah, let's just keep it low here and get out of his way.
Car on your left.
Okay.
Clear on the left.
Easy enough. Don't waste any time from him. And we don't cause any issues. Maybe we might learn a good line here, but we're not going to be able to keep them in front of us long enough. We got people behind us battling for position. Which we're going to have to be aware of. We're still in 22nd. We're going to get dead last. But that's what happens when you're the only one that wrecks.
Y'all got to get it together.
Almost thought I was going to overdrive that. But not quite. I just push out too wide there, and then it hurts my exit onto the straight S's portion. This is clearly my nemesis, apparently. I think I wrecked... It's been a long time since ARCA's run this, but I think I wrecked on the hill. There's a free spot, I guess. I think I wrecked on the hill last time ARCA ran this. So that's funny. At least I'm consistent. I do all that practice and I never wreck on the hill, but I get loose, so I'm like, alright, I'm aware of it being really tough on the hill, as it always is. But I don't wreck. But then we come to the race where I'm trying to be easier than I was in practice, and I end up spinning out instantly. It makes sense. Not one of my better combos. My average finish is probably 20th or above. We got some big smoke here. Car did come out of the pits behind us. 7 seconds back. We'll see if we can hold him off. I don't know. We got some people in view now, and somebody smoking pretty bad. We may end up getting a couple spots. There's a big group of cars in front of us now. They must have had some sort of big stack up. But leaders are only a couple seconds behind us again. Here's the 8 car. I don't really think I'm going to be faster than anybody unless they got big damage. But we have gained a lot on this 8 car. Man, stop overdriving it. Tires are going away on me, I think. And they are wrecking each other ahead of us. Okay. They're blowing up and slow. This 8 car does have quite a bit of damage. Let's try and not run into him. Easier said than done, though, I think, and we got people behind us wanting to get by. So this is not good. This is not a good situation. Worst part of the track to get caught on as well. We might have to try and get them by us, and maybe they'll open up a window around the 8 for us.
Got one on your left.
We'll try and get around them here.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
Bounce it off the curb.
It's going to be terrible for my situating.
Got one on your right.
Just don't drive it into the grass.
All clear,
Okay,
all clear.
should be alright.
The leader just did on 53.
Get the 3 by us, and then we should be able to fall in.
Got one on your right. Still there? Hold your line.
I think we'll be able to stay ahead of the 8.
All
He
clear,
seems
all
to
clear.
be down on
Got one
speed a
your
little
right.
bit.
All clear, all clear. Got one on your right. Stay left. Clear on the right.
We had preferred line through the left-hander here. At least we did some racing. That's exciting. We're up to 16th now. So something was going on out there. Still trying to spin out on me. Thankfully, we didn't hurt these two in front of us too bad, and they maintained position on each other, racing around us. We were racing for position as well, so I just tried to make sure I held my line and didn't do anything too crazy. And everything was perfectly fine, so worked out. 3 almost goes into the grass there. He's pushing hard to try and catch the 2. But only a couple laps to go. Leader is already 11 seconds ahead of us. And I am all over the place there. And then blowing that, and then the hill, we're fine.
White flag, 1 more lap to go.
White flag in the air. We're in 16th. Looks like that's going to be what we get. Unless there's people ahead of the one that are about to wreck, but he's already half a lap ahead of us. Just about. I'd say most people are already too spread out to have any contact with anything. Alright. Yeah, I just am not good at this combo. We've not shown off our road skill very well. But we don't have any road skills, so that makes sense. Alright, 16th. We got to do some racing there and have a little bit of fun in the middle of that race, so that's fine.
It's over. Bring it on
And
home.
at least
Let's get out of here.
when we wrecked ourselves driving poorly, we didn't wreck anybody else, so that's something to be happy about. 16th for us, just a 2x I believe, but we got a 1x in qualifying, and I had a 1x in practice, I think. Driving off. Let's go take a look at everything that happened. It'll start off with me just turning straight right off the top of the hill. But first up, they had some contact. 13 into the back of the 12 right at the start, and that
Man, that was pretty ugly.
wrecks a whole bunch of people. And that's what got them slowed down, and I think most of these guys, or that's the 8, so we definitely caught him at the end. And then me, insta-spinning, it just, like, I'm all 4 wheels in the air right here, and then it lands and just spins straight right. Like, I give it a little bit of throttle, but right here, all 4 wheels are off the ground, I believe, and then it lands and instant turns right. Like the wheel, I'm holding it dead straight at this point, and even a little bit to the left, and it just... As soon as it lands off the hill, it just spins. So we have to sit here and wait for everybody to get by, and hope that no one does the same thing and spins into us. Thankfully, they all keep it straight, and we turn it around and keep it going. And we got a few spots off after that, so that worked out okay. 18 overdriving it into the back of the 21, but they keep it going. 4-car, who was behind me, decides that he liked the look of that and wanted to copy me. But doesn't quite hurt him as bad as it hurt me, but it still gave him quite a bit of damage there and lost a bunch of spots. Not a good idea to do that. Shouldn't copy me there. 13, overdriving it there, sending the 18 off into the grass. And the 17 sounded like he had it stuck in neutral, and then it jumps into gear and just jumps sideways on him. 3-car, who was in 3rd, he's gonna go into the grass a little bit. The 11 into the back of the 20, and that shoves the 11's... Ooh. The 11's front end into the ground and spins him out, and then the 4, who's back to 9th at this point, comes off the corner, and the 11's just sitting there, and he's got nowhere to go. You can't see him until you get out of the corner there, and then he's just parked middle of the track. The 11's just trying to hold the brake and not drive into the racing line or anything, but it was just a bad spot to be sitting. Just unlucky for everybody there. 9 car gonna get the grass and a little bit of the drain, I think. 6 car on the outside of the 4. He's gonna grab a little grass. Still on the outside of the 4, but they're gonna keep it clean. 14 and the 4 making contact, and the 16's here. 4 just turns down like 16's not there. 16 has to slam on the brakes to avoid the contact. And then the 4 grabs the curb and spins it, and then overcorrects into the 16. So 16 got the short end of the stick, racing the 4 that time. Both times. He had to check up massively for him, and then gets wrecked. That's unfortunate. And then the 12 turning down a little too soon in the corner. 19 hadn't turned into the corner yet. 4 now with a new car. Decides to wreck the 16 again for some reason. So just out here to wreck the 16, I guess, after wrecking himself. And then slides down in front of the 15. Maybe the 16 was waiting on him and brake checking him or something, I don't know. Just saw it at the point of contact there, but doesn't seem nice. 13 into the back of the 19. Into the right-hander. He just drives right into the back of him, looking at his bumper instead of the corner entry, probably. And then he's trying to get it going, I think. And then there's the 18, and that's what gives the 8 more damage. Turned into a pretty big mess. We didn't really see much of this, but we were so far back there. This is the 11 with a late move, kinda, into the inside of the 19. 19 turns in, but that was a pretty late turn in by the 11. Gives some damage to the 19. The 18 now. Brake checking the 13, and is that an incident out from the 18? Potentially. That was 18 incidents. I don't know what the limit was. It'll probably tell us here. Yeah, he DQ'd. Limit was 17. So that was smart. 21 trying to copy me as well. He keeps it going in the right direction at least. Three over the rumble strips, and I think that is it. So yeah, pretty big mess. Pretty big mess, and we took ourselves out of it early. But at least we didn't run into anybody else, and we at least had a couple people to race at the end and made a couple passes and some free spots, and was a good lap car to the people who were lapping us. So top 4, 1, 2, 5, and 6 had 0 incidents. Oh, the 6 is down here in 8th, so 3 must have had he had at least a 1X, but we could have maybe been in that race, but I don't think we were quick enough to keep up with any of those guys that we saw later, but we might have been able to compete in the top 5 or at least the top 10, but took ourselves out early. That's what happens sometimes. This is not a good track for me in this car. I think I've wrecked on the hill both times I've run it in recent years. Can't remember what I've done prior to that, but at least 2 wrecks on the top of the hill there, so oh well, that happens.